everyone. Good evening, good morning, blessed day, wherever you might be in the world watching my channel right now. My name is Justin Rogers, and today we'll be covering the Bondi Beach shooting, which occurred on December 14th in 2025. As you might know, there was this shooting amongst the Jewish community at Bondi Beach in Archer Park when they were ringing in the Chanukah celebration. Now, there were these two men, father and son. Names were Sajid and Navi Akram. Now, what we do know from the media and from the sources is that prior to deciding to go and massacre and have this terrorist attack on this community, that this father and son had traveled to the Philippines to a remote island where they had got some of their extremist ideas. And this was only a month prior to their trip. So what happens is on December 14th, as the Jewish community and some Jewish people are gathering around Bondi Beach near it in Archer Park, these men started opening fire. And so, to my knowledge, into what other credible sources have said, whether it be The Guardian, Reuters, BBC News, New York Times, there was a couple who did try to stop and intervene, but were not quite as successful. And so, unfortunately, 15 lives were lost. 15. Now, there were about 40 people injured and 15 lives were lost. And of those 15 was a 10-year-old girl named Matilda. Now, imagine this. You take your child to see a Christmas tree. You take your child to the Christmas market. You take your child to the mall. You know, if you're a Muslim family and you live in an Arab country and you don't have a tree in your house, you take them to a public space where there might be a tree. Or you travel to America where they can kind of get that experience of what it is to be in the festive and holiday season. And in the blink of an eye, your child is gone. How do you feel? Can you imagine how Matilda's mother felt? Now, among these other few people that were brutally massacred, there are two other important people that I would like to make note of here, as they are all important. However, the founder and organizer of this event was also targeted. So among the other people that were targeted are Rabbi Eli Schlenger and also among these other people that were targeted were Rabbi Eli Schlenger, who was the organizer of the Chanukah by the Sea, and Eli Clayton. So among these other people who were targeted were Rabbi Eli Schlenger, who organized the Chanukah by the Sea, as well as Alex Clayton, who was a Holocaust survivor. Now, this is one of the most brutal gun violence crimes that Australia has seen in over 30 years, and it has the people and the government and the community rethinking their legislation. Now, luckily, we have had an update here that Naveed, who is the son and the father was shot and killed on the scene. The Naveed, who is the son, has currently in the hospital and because he received injuries. And he is facing 55 counts. Okay? And so what we do know about Naveed is that he is facing 59 offenses, 15 are which for murders, and 1 on a terroristic act. This has completely changed the community of Sydney forever, with some sources saying we might not ever be the same. Fortunately enough, there was a bystander, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, who is a Australian man, he's Muslim, of Syrian descent. And so Ahmed Al-Ahmed was able to take down these people. He took the gun and he pointed it at the assailant, okay? Until everything was taken over. Now he has received some injuries because of that, and so he is also in the hospital. Now I want to make note here. Yes, I said a Muslim man who helped stop an attack on the Jewish community. Because in today's age, you would believe that Muslims hate Jewish people hate Muslims, and no one gets along. Now, I think that this incident and this act of terror comes at a time when the world was paying attention to Israel-Palestine and a ceasefire in Gaza and what that could mean for the Palestinian people. And so, with an attack like this, I don't think that it really puts up any pressure on what's happening, nor does it further a ceasefire. Why? because now more than ever, Jewish people feel unsafe. They can't practice their religion. They can't go in public spaces without fear of attack. And what I want you to understand here is the Muslim people are not the issue. The Jewish people aren't the issue. The people who are the issues are the extremists. Those like Netanyahu and Sarjid and Navid. Those like Netanyahu and Sajid and Navid. These two are two sides of the same coin. Nothing separates what these two brutal men did to what is Netanyahu is doing to the Palestinian people in Gaza. But see, the media won't paint it that way. The media will tell you that Netanyahu is protecting his right to exist for the Jewish people. But what he means is for the Zionist people. Because for millennia, Jewish people and Muslim people and Christian people, Arab people have all lived in peace, have coincided. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a history lesson. During the Muslim Empire, if you did not want to convert to Islam, all you did was pay a jizya, which is a tax to say, okay, we will accept your protection and we will be able to practice our community, our religion in peace. However, that's not the rhetoric of these days. See, the people who we should be pointing our fingers at are the people like Netanyahu and the people like these extremists who influence these men, these terrorists, because they're the ones who are actually controlling our minds at play. They're the ones who are pushing propaganda through an echo chamber. So I hate you and you hate me and I hate my neighbor. That's not how the world should be. And I'm no conspiracy theorist. I just see things how they are. I almost feel like, and this is my opinion, that Benjamin Netanyahu would go as far as to fund this act of terror to further his point and further his invasion of the Palestinian land. It's not too far-fetched when you think about it. Oh, people are no longer paying attention to what's going on here, so let's make them pay attention. It's how the system works, guys. It's how all the power plays. Now I want to ask you, is this a right wing? Was this attack right wing Israeli sponsored propaganda to shift the attention back on what's happening to the Jewish community worldwide and to further this rhetoric of anti-Semitism? Is it? No one is saying that Jewish people are not oppressed. No one is saying Muslim people are not oppressed. But I want you to pay attention to the words and the lexicon that is used around how these people are framed in the media. Now listen, final thing I have to say, there are only 3 things that remain undeniable from this video. Jewish lives were lost. The assailants were terrorists, and a Muslim man was the hero. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more political commentary like this. Back over to you, Stacy.